So I come from a really big Catholic family. Catholic in the sense that my grandmother has that weird infant of Prague doll with all of our grandkids' photos set up around it like a big talisman. So, you know, Christmas in my family is really loud and noisy. You know, we have uncles getting drunk, kids yelling at each other, you know, women in the kitchen eventually being like, oh, why is she such a bitch? I can't stand when she does that. You know, we're all like, you know, it's kind of messy, but we all love each other. So it's all loud. I'm like one of, I don't know how many cousins on that side. I lost count, like 10 cousins. Half of them are gingers. Thank God I didn't get that. But my favorite part of Christmas was always when my grandparents, who lived 2 doors down, would walk through this little path in the backyard to my parents' house on Christmas morning. Now, my sister and I are the oldest grandkids, so even in our 20s, our grandparents, instead of, you know, going a couple of towns over to like younger grandkids, they would come over to my parents' house, and we would just have like a really quiet Christmas morning. Like my grandmother would always bring her cream cheese Danish. My grandfather, you know, short, fat man, would shuffle over, you know, in the path, and he'd wear these like dog slippers. They'd have like, they're enormous, like big dogs on them, right? And so it was, they really liked it. And I think my grandmother would have preferred to go like with the little kids, like the grandkids, and see them like rip open presents and, you know, have like that awesome moment where you get that like bike or whatever you really wanted when you were a little kid. But my grandfather was really the one who wanted that one like moment of peace. And my grandfather was funny. Like he was like the Fonz of town. He was like, everyone knew him in town. Like he had a business. There was a baseball field named after him. Like he like really like knew everyone. So back in 2010, he got really sick. He got this disease called Guillain-Barré, which essentially like paralyzes part of your body. And he was in the hospital for a while. And it was really hard to see him like that because he's such a larger than life figure. So he was one of these people that you thought like would just like never die somehow. Because he was just so effusive. But anyway, so he got that in June of 2010, and by the time Christmas rolled around, he had gotten better. Like he could at least like walk a bit. And so that year we said, hey, you know, we'll walk over to your house. Like we'll open presents over there. And he said, no, I'm gonna walk over. And so I remember him walking over, and he was using a walker, and it took him about a half an hour to get 50 yards. But he did it, and woo, we were like, yeah, he got here. And so we were so happy that he was able to make it. He was getting better, and it was just one of the average Christmas that we would have. We were all sitting around and opening our presents, and it was just really relaxed. But what we didn't know is that actually he had cancer before, and it came back. And that was the last time. That was the last Christmas we got to spend with him. He died in April of that year, and I remember saying goodbye to him. You know, we're Catholic, so we got to do like the dead body, like wake, creepy thing. So I remember saying goodbye to him, and what I said to him was that those times when he would come over for Christmas was what I would miss the most.